Hey guy, remember when we used to ask each other things when we got curious? Well, that's not how things are done anymore. The youth seem to think that AI is their solution to everything nowadays, ranging from school, work, their social connections, and even their actual relationships, which I'm sure has ended really good for them. One weird thing though is that it's not even really just the youth that are employing AI as their helper, their little hand holder. It's also teachers for some reason. Newspage Gallup says that 3 in 10 teachers are using AI weekly in their classrooms, which, when you think about it for 1 second, you realize is a terrible thing. Now, this is dangerous when AI frequently get things wrong, yet people still want to swear by it and be like, no, dude, I swear it's correct.
Although now that I think about it, I'm not so sure I should believe anything they said because I only talked to her for a few minutes and she lied to me multiple times. So first, Liv tells me she's a mother of 2. So obviously I asked her how long she was pregnant and if there were any complications during childbirth. And she said 40 weeks and 2 days and 38 weeks and 5 days. Her daughter was born naturally, but she had to have a C-section for her son. And I said, gross. Then I asked her if her name was short for Olivia, and she says it's short for Lavana actually, and asked me if I know anyone with that name. So I asked her what her husband does for work, and she says wife actually. So then I asked her if she adopted or gave birth, and she says they adopted both of their children. And I'm like, didn't you just say you had to have a C-section with one of them? And she said, that's right. So I was like, oh, I get it. You gave birth to them and then adopted them from yourself. And she was like, not quite. I asked, which one of you gave birth, you or your wife? And she says, my wife gave birth to our son and I gave birth to our daughter. So I was like, oh, so your wife had to have a C-section? And she said yes. Then she told me their names were Max and Ava, and that Max is 9 and Ava is 6. And I said, which one did you give birth to? And she said, Ava, who was born via C-section. Got it. So they both had to have C-sections so they could each give birth to one child that they adopted. I asked how they decided who would get pregnant first, and she said she went first with Ava and then her wife had Max. So I was like, how did you have Ava first if Max is older than her? And she said, Max is actually younger than her. So I said, how old is Max? And she said 9. And I said, how old is Ava? And she said 6. And then I asked her what her legal name is, and she said, Olivia.
Government technology states that 60% of what AI responds with is sorry, there's a mosquito on the camera. Is it coming for me? 60% of what AI gives out is incorrect, and teachers are using that incorrect information to teach their classes. I also find the fact that teachers are using AI in their classroom, I find that really dumb when teachers literally spend like a couple years, learning how to be a teacher, 1, and then 2, they have to not only, they have to like substitute and everything for like, or at least like watch and everything for like a couple years, and then they don't get paid for a couple years, and and then they finally start to get paid. They go through all that just to end up using AI. If 60% of what AI gives out is wrong, then we are creating one of the dumbest generations. Gen Z, Alpha, and Beta are just growing up on the internet, which is its own topic on its own, but they're not getting enough outside time. They're just rotting their brains on, tung 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 saror on Instagram Reel.
Patapim, patapim, trallallero, trallalla, tung 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 sahur. Patapim, patapim, trallallero, trallalla, tung 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 sahur.
And then they're also being taught just lies, just absolute lies. Okay, look, these might be some of the smartest generations for tech as of current, and that's cool and all. But when we're not actually teaching them information that we need, it doesn't matter how much they know tech if they don't know how to read. They don't know how to write. How are they ever going to be in a creative writing class if they can't even write? I don't even need studies for these because these are 2 things that have happened personally. So one of my friends had a little cousin ask them, is 10th grade in high school? They genuinely asked that, and they actually wanted to know because they didn't know if it was in high school yet. I think my legs are getting bit.
Please come
come down here. I want you for the video. I want to hold you in my arms. You know, I also know like a couple people that currently have a teacher just giving them AI generated assignments and slideshows and just about everything. The Education of Illinois came out with an article stating the pros and cons of AI in schools. And the pros I'm not going to talk about because that would be wasting breath on nonsense, especially when they contradict themselves in their own article, which is like, nice. Did you use AI to write the article? But let's list out the cons, you know? Privacy and security concerns. Potential bias. Reduced human interaction. Costly. Unpredictable and inaccurate. Using AI generation also ruins our planet, which isn't cool at all because we already have climate change happening, which makes me suffer when I'm walking home. Just everything is going wrong in the world currently, so we don't need more stuff polluting us and making things worse for us. Do you guys remember that one TikTok going around of that guy who graduated from, I think, Harvard or something, and he was just, he showed his laptop, you know, he held it up like this, and he was showing all the AI generated, like all the times he used AI to actually help him with. Get the hell out of here. Anyways, he used AI to generate like responses for his assignments and everything, which, as we learned, 60% of the it gives you is incorrect. And so with that, he didn't actually learn. 1, 2, that also means that his professors are too dumb to realize that it's AI generated, that's a problem in itself. They must be old or something. And 3, what's gonna happen when that kid gets a job? If he gets a job. And what happens when he can't hold the job because he doesn't know anything? Because he didn't actually learn anything. It's almost like he's probably gonna be homeless and like living in his mom's basement or something, because he's not gonna be able to hold a job unless it's some part-time job, which that sucks, but I mean, that's kind of on you, buddy. Look, I'm a dumbass, okay? I'll admit that, all right? I don't know why AI is ruining the world or whatever and all this, and I am only lying because, you know, I'm trying to make myself seem more. Why am I doing that? I don't know. It is ruining our planet, what AI is doing, and there's like a couple things that it's doing good for, which I hate to say, but like stuff in the medical field, it's like helping stuff with that. But that's also why I think that we should shut down public access to AI, and things like only like the medical community and stuff should have access to AI, because if it's benefiting us in that way, that should be the only way we use it, because AI generation is soulless and it's just stolen and nobody likes it unless you're a ChatGPT monkey profile picture having cryptocurrency loving dude on Twitter, and that's the only people that will really ever like AI generated art and AI generated anything, is the people who can't do anything actually productive with their life, and so they have to resort to AI generation, which is shit. And if we're at least not gonna take away public access from AI because weirdos love it for some reason, you know, people with no soul who are psychopaths, if we're not gonna get rid of it, can we at least take down XAI? Because oh my god, we don't need XAI. We don't need Elon Musk's like random garbage that he puts in. We don't need his gooner mode. We don't need it.